and every one of us needs it. Right, so tonight we'll be looking at a leader as a shepherd. Now, actually, for the next, let's say 7 months, okay, 1 month has gone now. For the next 7 months, we'll be looking at leadership in different portraits and or pictures. The first one here is a leader as a shepherd. After this one, we'll have another series: a leader as a servant, a leader as a seer, a leader as a strategist, a leader as a sustainer, a leader as a spokesman, and then until we are able to look at leadership in all these various things. Now, when we look at all these things, you will realize that in every society of the world today, every society has their own means or have their own way of modeling leadership. Yes, in the Bible days, people model leadership after a shepherd. The Bible days, among the Jews, among the Israelites, they model leadership afterwards, after the occupation of a shepherd. Because basically in those days, men were what we call agrarian. That is, in today's language, they are farmers. And being into farming, they practiced either the farming of plants, and also they were into livestock. That is the practice of herding, either by nomadic or the one they put inside their pen. So every society has its model, and the model is what they tend to divine leadership with. When you come to West Africa today, when you go to a country like Ghana, they also have their own way in which they've modeled leadership. For example, the Ghanaians model leadership after a chief. They believe that when you become a chief, then you are a leader, you are a ruler, you rule over them. And before you have one or two things to say in the olden days in Ghana, you must have a particular title that will be able to help you speak among many people. Among many people. That is why in the Bible, this, just like I said earlier, the psalmist said that what? The Lord is my shepherd. Because he saw, David, for example, he looked at what he was doing. If I'm caring after this sheep like this, God who is in heaven, the God of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, will also care for me in what? In same way. So he was a shepherd over the sheep, and he over his flock, and he called the Lord God of Israel his own shepherd as well. Now we'll be looking at 3 things very quickly tonight. We're looking at the character of a shepherd leader, the concern of a shepherd leader, and the courage of a shepherd leader. When you see somebody displaying a particular kind of character, then you will know that this person is this kind of leader, that this person is that kind of leader. A shepherd has a character, a shepherd has a concern, and shepherd as well also what? Have the courage to be able to lead the sheep. Now looking at the shepherd, the character of a shepherd, I came out with 2 things. 3 things basically, called what? VIP. Now, the V there stands for vision and vitality. That is what the intellectual quality of a shepherd. The I there stands for involvement and interaction. That is the social quality or people-related skill. And the P of the VIP stands for performance and persistence. That is the personality quality or effectiveness-related skill. When we look at leadership as we have it today, you will realize that every leader, a good one or the other one, should what? They have a vision. And they have this vitality, this ability, this capability, this strength. They throw their weight behind their vision, and they pursue it with everything they have in them to make sure that this goal, either a personal goal or what they call organizational goal, is achieved. So the vision is there. One of the indispensable quality of a leader is the vision of the leader. If the vision to get something done is not there, then even though you start something, sooner or later it will die down. That is why vision is very important. Sometimes people follow you not because of who you are, but because of the vision you embody. The vision a leader embodies, it's what will make the sheep or the flock follow him everywhere he goes. Once he says, this is what we are doing now, and you are able, and they are so sure that you can lead them in this path of excellence. You can lead them in that part of your vision. You can help them achieve or attain that utmost height that they've been aiming for, that they've been wanting to get. Because of that assurance alone, they will follow you for the rest of their life. Take, for example, when we go to the days of the USSR, there is this, let me say, a bad leader now that people have then, that some of these people have then. His name was Joseph Stalin. When you read the story of Joseph Stalin, you will realize that, he practiced cruelty, almost getting to the point of becoming what words cannot explain. Take, for example, during his lifetime, according to history, we were told that he killed about 15 million of his own people. When you look at Adolf Hitler, he killed about 6 million, if not more than that, of the Jew, not his own people. But Stalin killed about 15 million of his own people. You can't call that kind of a leader a shepherd. He has a dream. So one day, a woman asked that something, that Joseph, how long do you want to torture your own people and you still believe they will follow you? You know what this man says? This way, he couldn't find a feasible answer for that old woman. So he asked the waiter to come up with a live chicken. So the waiter came with a live chicken, and then he handled the chicken. He defeathered the chicken. He removed all the feathers and totally denuded that chicken, the presence of the woman. Now, when he was done doing that, he left the chicken stranded. He dropped the chicken, and then he walked up and picked up a piece of bread. Now he began to put down the crumbs of that bread, little by little. When the chicken saw that it's like this thing is edible, this is food, and this is what I need, the chicken began to go towards that food, until Stalin dropped one of the food in between his feet, and this same chicken that was defeathered by Joseph Stalin entered his leg and stayed there just for food. Now, Stalin now faced the woman and told her, did you see that? As long as you give people food, if you torture them, if you kill them, they will follow you for food for the rest of their life. In the world where we are today, you may not be able to torture people like that to become a leader, but there are ways in which this thing can be done. There are ways people have modernized Joseph Stalin lifestyle in 21st century, and they practice it with pride, and they do it with honor, and they do it with impunity, either emotionally, either with their money, either with the way they receive them, either with the subtle rejection, either with things that they themselves cannot explain why they are doing it. But the point here is this: every leader has a vision, but only a shepherd leader has a true vision. The vision for his people, the vision for himself, the vision for the people he leads, the vision to make sure that the people he's leading get what they want. And also we have the involvement and the interaction. Sometimes we interact with people. It doesn't mean we are involved in them. Sometimes some parents will come, maybe for example, if I have one or two things to do with their children since I teach, sometimes they will come. And then they will be like, even though this particular person or this boy or this girl is my child, yet there are some things the child will not tell me. I said, why? Then my response is this: because this particular person is your child, doesn't mean he will open up to you. You need to get that first. Being your child doesn't mean automatically this child will open up to you. That interaction, that human relationship, that human connection, that involvement in what concerns them or in what concerns the person must be there. This is what will bring a leader into a realm of authority after he has gotten his vision right. That involvement is very important. How about the performance and the persistence? How well or how fast are you able to get results as a leader? And this result as a leader, are your people proud of it? Can they come together to tell you, okay, this and this were put together by our leader for him or her to get this result? If your results all the time defies logic, they are not sure how you are able to do it, then sometimes they will need to question the leadership style of whosoever the person is. One thing we need to understand here is this: you cannot be a great leader if your heart is not in what you are doing. Mensa Otabil said this. So you cannot be a leader if your heart is not in what you are doing. That's your possession, and it should be so strong that all your possession, pardon me here, say you cannot be a great leader if your heart is not in what you are doing. That is, your passion should be so strong that you put your all on the line to achieve the vision. The vision. That is, your passion for it should be so strong that you put your all on the line to achieve the vision you are aiming at. Also, a shepherd leader can be seen as a leader who is fast. F-A-S-T. There it stands for, the F there is focused and is faithful. He's focused on his flock. He's focused on the sheep. He's focused on the people under him. Sometimes we don't need to be positional for us to know that we are a leader. Everywhere you are, when you try to solve the problem of the people there, it automatically makes you a leader over them. It could be children problem, it could be the adult problem, it could be some electrical problem, it could be in the church, one of the section is lacking, you decided to step in. It could be anywhere in the office, you see something that is not going on well and then you decided to balance it. When you try to solve problems, John Maxwell said that the fastest way for anybody to attain the post or the position of a leader is for that person to have problem-solving skill. When you solve problem, when you are focused on that problem and you are ready to see it to the finish, and you are faithful in doing it, faithful to the flock, and then you are loyal to them, in return they will definitely be loyal to you. Also, it's being available and approachable. It's available for them and it's also approachable. A lot of managers, a lot of leaders, they are available, they are not approachable. Some are approachable, they are not available. We have to balance this. It's very important. Aside from that, strong and self-sacrificing. You have to be strong and self-sacrificing. It is the sacrifice of a shepherd that will make the flock to know that this man really cares for us. People do not care how much you know unless they know how much you care. That's very important. People do not care how much a leader knows if they don't know how much a leader cares. That sacrificial aspect of a leader is very important. And also the T there is what? Tender and tolerant. When you are among children, something tell you intrinsically, automatically, that you have to be patient with these children. You have to be patient with these people. But when it comes to adults, something automatically tell you as an African or as a man that these people by this time, they should have known this, they should have known that. Therefore, patience for this one is not needed and we throw things off board. No. For you to be a shepherd leader, one thing I've discovered is this, just like I do say it proudly almost every time. In my class, I have a class of 20 students. And in that 20 students, I have 17 girls and 3 boys. Before I think I have patience, before I think I can coordinate things very well, before I think, okay, with this, if I put this and that in order, I should be able to get things done. Until 17 girls came into my class. Now, it wasn't easy in the first place, but the students in my class, the 17 girls I have in my class, coupled with the 3 boys, they've taught me a tremendous lesson. They've taught me how to solve problems with silence. They've taught me how to solve problems with humility. They've taught me a better way to apologize. They've taught me a better way to coordinate people. They've taught me a better way to handle situations. I thought I have all these things before until the 97% of the people in my classroom are girls. It wasn't easy. The boys may not come to report, but girls will always come. So some of these things, patience is needed, and you have to be tender, and as well as what? You also have to be tolerant. You tender, be tolerant. You tolerate some things. I also discovered that sometimes for you to know the state of your flock, you tolerate them. If a particular misbehavior, I want to be careful with this line now. If a particular misbehavior is not, it will not lead to an ultimate destruction. If a particular misbehavior, okay, sorry, I'm coming. I want to allow someone in. Now, if a particular misbehavior is not ultimately destructive, you can just step back and allow that child to display that behavior so that you can know what the child is capable of. But when you as a shepherd, when you as a man, you are always trying to cover them, hook them out, trap them down, clamp them down, cramp them down, the day you give them one span for them to behave, I'm telling you, what they will do, you may not expect it. So in that regard, this is what I do. Sometimes I look at what they want to do. I look at what the people under me want to do. Now I just step back to allow them to display what is inside them that I don't know. Now after displaying it, if it is commendable, of course, commend it. But if it is not, on the other one, what do? You step in to do what? To make some correction. And after then, you are cool to go again. And also one thing here is this. As a shepherd leader, John Maxwell said, he said, walk close to the people in making change. If you walk far ahead of them, ahead of the flock, you will be a martyr. Yes, walk ahead of them so they can see where they have to go. Walk beside them so they can participate with you in their journey. Walk behind them so you can see the people you are empowering. This is very important. You walk ahead of them, you walk beside them, and you walk behind them. One thing I tell parents is this: sometimes with the children or sometimes with people, when you give them a task, you just don't stay around. Allow them to do the task. Allow them to bring out that trait. Trust that they will do it. Sometimes around the people everywhere, I realize that when you allow people to do what they can do best, you will realize that they will be like a complement or a supplement to your weakness. But if you try to do everything, that is where messing up will always come in. To walk ahead of them as an example, walk beside them as a friend, walk behind them as a leader that empowers. Walk ahead of them as an example, walk beside them as a friend, walk behind them as a leader that empowers them. So we come to the second point, which is the concern of a shepherd leader. Before I continue, I want to know if everyone is following me. So can I get a word from anybody? Can you react to what you've heard now? So yes, I can do.
We are following you, but we need you to move your slide with us so that we can. You forget to move your slide.
Oh, all right. Thank you very much. So if I should do that again, just unmute yourself and let me know. Thank you so kindly. Okay. All right.
Sorry, can we have the slide for the past one?
Yes. When I'm done, I will upload the slide.
Okay. Because I'm just in down here.
All right. No problem. Thank you so kindly. Yes. So the number 2 here is the concern of a shepherd leader. Yes. I want to ask: can everybody see my screen now? The concern of a shepherd leader. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now, the concern of a shepherd leader is this: The concern, number one here says that what? Believe in them. That is, he should believe in them. A few years ago, then I was taking the class in grade 5. And there's this girl in my class, very brilliant. Her name is Esther. I think she's now in GS3. So that day, we're having a spoken word presentation. And we've practiced everything. She has mastered every step of it. When it was time for Esther to come out and deliver, this girl ran back to me in the classroom and was like, Mr. Hezekiah, she said, I'm afraid. I was like, oh, here we go. I said, why? She said, I don't believe I can do it. I said, well, you see, at this point in time, you don't need to believe that you can do it, but you just have to believe that I, Hezekiah, believe that you can do it. When we are done, that belief of yours will work on it. But for now, give me your belief. Let me hold it for you. But you have to believe that I believe that you can do it. And that was how she was able to do it that day. Now, the time for me to start counseling, for me to start bringing out some theory or some motivational words, and now for her to take her belief for herself is no more there. Not as if there is a special injection of belief that I passed to her. No special thing there. But what happened was this. Because of what happened, I have to tell her. Let me just call it a lie, for example. I have to lie. That you see what this thing is looking at now. The same belief she lost in herself was what she used to do the presentation. But we just have to let her know that you see this thing, even though you say you don't have it, let me borrow you my own. Take my belief, go there and use it. So belief that a shepherd will have for the flock is that it will encourage them to take risk. It is risky not to take risk. In the words of this man, John, in the words of Jim Rohn, he says that everything in life is risky. That life is so risky that nobody is going out of it alive. Because getting married, he said, is risky. Into business is risky. Raising children is risky. Going outside the house is risky. Doing that is risky. Doing this is risky. Even to leave this world, you will not live alive. You will live dead. That is if we are not raptured before then. So also what? Show them. And that will build respect. Show them how to do it. Let them know that this 1 + 1 will give you this 2. When you are fighting with number, and one thing is this, a shepherd leader will not sacrifice the flock for the numbers. It is common in our offices, in our places of work today. Leaders easily sacrifice, their employees for the metrics, for the numbers. It should not be what a shepherd leader will do. You do not sacrifice either people or people's feelings because of numbers. And then they will say, if you don't get this up by the end of this month, then you should be looking for another job. At this point in time, what have you shown them to do? How much belief have you put into these people for you to demand numbers? Also, know them. That will strengthen relationship. There is nothing that will strengthen relationship like knowing your people. Like knowing your people. Every one of them. I try as much as possible that everyone, you are somebody, that everyone who comes close to you, you will at least know 1 or 2 things about them. Know what they are capable of, if not everything. Know what they can do. Know how they feel whenever they are nervous. Know how they feel whenever they are tensed. Know how they feel whenever they are happy. When you know people, it will help you to be involved in their life. But when you don't know people, involvement in their life, interaction with them will be based on assumption, presupposition, and that will go a long way to hamper their relationship. Okay, the guest speaker is on board now. Welcome, Mr. David Lawal. So that will go a long way to hamper the relationship. Another thing there is this. Also what? Teach them. This will enhance growth. Trust them. That will develop loyalty. Expand them. That will provide challenge. leave them, this will ensure results. That leave there should not be Live. It should be Leav. Leave them to it. Leave them to the responsibility you have given them. It will ensure results and a high level of trust. The consign of a shepherd leader: he does something for the flock, which is he enlightens them to establish them. This is what he does for the flock. He enlightens them to establish them. Also, he does something to the flock. That is, he equips them to empower them. And on the third note, he does something through the flock. He enlists them to engage them. Which means there is a level of how you need to build your people, of how you have to build the flock. You do something for them, you do something to them, you do something through them. It will ensure that the people under you is growing. When you look at the Bible, you look at the story of the Bible, there is this parable. It says that how will you have a flock? That there is this shepherd who has a flock, and out of 100 of the sheep he has, of his flock, one of them got missing. Now, he was rest assured of the safety of the 99, and he went out to look for that one, which means he knows the state of his flock, of the people, of the things under him. Because it is difficult for you to differentiate between 100 people and 99 people. Almost abstract difference. 100 people, 99 people. They are almost the same thing. So for you to know, you must be somebody who is enlisting people to engage them. So the day this person is not on his or her seat, you will know so and so is not in work today. What I do sometimes is this: as soon as I see, for example, my student coming, I look at him or her from head down to the toe. Then I know in 10 seconds, I already know everything this person is coming to school with today. And I register it in my mind. So if I saw the way you came to school this morning, and by afternoon something have changed, I already know. Starting with, it wasn't easy. But along the line, I realized that it is the easiest thing to do. So because they knew that whenever I come to school, Hezekiah will look at me from head to toe to register everything I come with inside his head. What do? They try to balance this up themselves, putting themselves under some discipline to be able to meet up with things. So finally for tonight, we have the courage of a shepherd leader. The courage to speak the whole truth. When you look at the story of Jesus Christ, when after about almost over half of the 70 left him, and then Peter came and asked him a question. And when you look at Nigerian language today, it's as if Peter said something like this: "Oga Komo, listen." Now all these people have gone. It's not as if we do not want to go. We also have the mind of going. But can you tell us something? We have left everything and we have followed you. Then what is our own? If we have left all and we have followed you, as a shepherd, tell us what is our lot in these things. Now at this point in time, Jesus has two options. He is either to cajole them to follow him, is either to manipulate them to follow him, or to motivate them to follow him. But instead of manipulation for them to follow him, Jesus, the good shepherd, he chooses the other one round. He chooses to do what? To motivate them to follow him. And he told them, you see, in this world, anybody who has left either sons or father or mothers or relation or anything that has followed me, right in this world, they will get 100% reward. And even in the kingdom to come, they will still get what? 100% of their reward. It will never pass away. From this, you realize that he has this courage to speak the wholesome truth to the people, and also the courage to protect the flock. Wolves will come, deceivers will come, taunters will come, prankers will come, pranksters will come. to be able to deceive them, to take one or two away from them. Your ability to protect them physically, to protect them spiritually, to protect them mentally, to protect them psychologically, sometimes to protect them financially is also an important aspect of it. And also to encourage them the courage to pursue the goal of mission. What goal are we running after? Then what are we looking at? Then how can we have the ability to pursue this? Also, you have the courage to plan with no visible resources. When the money is not there, can you plan as a leader? I remembered planning a particular program. When it was about 1 week to the program, a dime was not on ground. And we have invited schools. And these schools are coming. Almost a week to the program, a dime is not on ground. Literally, my heart was beating. My heart was beating. But I just have this belief that God cannot bring me to this junction and leave me here. And also, that wasn't the first time. The first outdoor program we had, that was in 2019, before the coronavirus, November 28, 2019. I was going to that school that morning. The certificate for the students who are coming, the tag for them, everything was ready. But I don't know how I managed to forget the fueling of the school generator, because the school will give us a generator for us to run the program. It was a school in Eputu, child support school. Yes, in Eputu, in Lagos State here. And then when I came in the morning, I was like, okay, everything is ready now. Can we start? They said, okay, we'll start by 11. I was waiting. So the principal came to meet me. I'm coming out to let someone in. So the principal came to meet me, and not the principal now, the assistant. And I was like, is everything set for the program? I said yes. Then it struck my heart that how about the fueling for the generator? And at that point in time, I only have 100 naira in my pocket. 100 naira in my pocket. Nothing in my bank account at that moment of time. So, okay, what do we do here? Then in my mind, I was praying and hoping on God. I was praying and hoping on God that something will happen. 10:30 came. They came and said, in 30 minutes time, we are going to start. How about the fueling for the generator? I said, no problem. We have that settled. At about 10:45, remember we had to start by 11. 10:45, my elder brother gave me a call, and he asked me a question. He said, Hezekiah. I said, yes. He said, what do you need for the program? I said, sorry, what did you say? He said, yes. What did you need for the program? I said, the program is starting in 15 minutes time, and the issue of fueling is not settled yet. Immediately, he transferred money to me. We were able to settle that at exactly 11:10. Then we started the program. The ability to plan when there is no visible resources, it will inculcate courage in the mind of the flock. Also, the courage to persevere when the going gets tough. The courage to pilot the flock in difficult situations, and the courage to progress in time of danger. Finally, before the guest speaker will come in tonight, S.M. Lockridge said this many years ago before he died. He said, "The Lord is my shepherd, and that is all I want. I shall not want for rest, for he makes me to lie down in green pasture. I shall not want for refreshment, for he leads me beside the still water. I shall not want for forgiveness, for he restores my soul. I shall not want for guidance, for he leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. I shall not want for companionship, for though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I fear no evil. I shall not want for comfort, for his rod and his staff comfort me. I shall not want for sustenance and vision, for deep he prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. I shall not want for joy, for thou anoint my head with oil, and my cup runs over. I shall not want for anything in this life, for his goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I shall not want for anything in life to come, for I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. To become a shepherd leader, the place of Jesus Christ is very important, because he's the greatest shepherd the world ever had. And for us to be able to imitate him completely, our life, our entirety, our vision, our dreams, our ambition, our aims, our objective in life, our purpose, everything must be rooted deeply inside him. That is why tonight, my question to you is this: is Jesus Christ your shepherd? If he is not your shepherd, then considering him, making him your shepherd. Make him your shepherd. Make him your shepherd. Because if he is not your shepherd, there is no way that one day you will not consider slaughtering the sheep under you. Either emotionally, either with words, either physically. There is no way you will not consider slaughtering the sheep under you. And for that not to happen, Jesus Christ has to be your own shepherd. So it's a plumb pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege to have you here tonight. Thank you very much, everybody, for the time.
Wow, awesome. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much. So I want to there will be Q&A after the presentation of the guest speaker. So tonight we are fortunate to have Mr. David Lawal. That is the founder of Friendship Leadership. Yes, if you know about that, it's a man doing a great job out there in the area of leadership. He's a friendship leadership coordinator, and as is popularly called, masterful speaker. So tonight, everybody, I have the singular honor to bring up for every one of us tonight, Mr. David Lawal.